soon enough on the underground, right? All right, Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, his coach comes out and says, Dan Campbell, the famous Dan Campbell, the one that want to go for it on fourth down all the time and ruin the goddamn Lions season, you know what I'm saying? Lions wasn't even good last year, man. I don't know why everybody be sweating these boys, but that's not for the day. Dan Campbell officially anointed Jahmyr Gibbs as the team's unquestioned bell cow running back. All right, following the offseason trade of David Montgomery to the Houston Texans, Campbell stated that the offense will hang her hat on Gibbs, man, utilizing his elite dual threat ability in both run and pass games, man. Like, I thought Jahmyr Gibbs was already kind of the bell cow, man. I didn't feel like this was big time news, man. This came across the internet, and I was kind of like interested in it to see what he had to say. But I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs been the guy, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, I had the number one pick in my ESPN draft last year, and I picked him number one. And if I had a number one pick this year, I'd probably do it again. I mean, I can see the Bijan Robinson picking him again too. No doubt. I don't like the quarterback situation there. That's kind of what makes me pick certain players. I look at other players around the guy. Does he have does a running back have a quarterback that can release the pressure from him, or is he going to be seeing 7-man fronts? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, Jared Goff, he provides that for the bell cow Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's part of the reason Jahmyr Gibbs get busy every year. You know what I'm saying? Now, I took a look at Jahmyr Gibbs' stats. I didn't think they was as glorious as they was, man. Woo! Last year, Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 14-12. This year, 12-23. Well, last year that just passed on about the same carry, so he really was the man the year before that. That's what made me pick him first in the draft. So he had a little fall off, but I had a good season with him in fantasy. It worked out. He had also had 77 receptions this year, which really, if you're in a PPR league, really helps you out in fantasy football. And 616 yards, receiving yards to go with that. All right. Also 13 touchdowns, which anytime you got a guy with double-digit touchdowns, you're taking that. All right. Also 5 receiving touchdowns. So that's, my math is right, 18 total touchdowns. So my guy Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't know where they're getting this. He's the bell cow now, because last year he had 20 touchdowns. So he was the bell cow when Montgomery was there. I don't know who wasted their question with that. Now, it sounds like Dan Campbell just had to answer a question, because why are we talking about Jahmyr Gibbs being the bell cow? He been the bell cow for a while now in Detroit, and he will continue to be. Now, if he's going to get more than 243 carries and 50 carries like he had the past 2 years, maybe that's something to talk about right there. Which, I don't know, I feel like Detroit's a passing team. So, I don't know about that. I think 240, 250 is right where he need to be. I wouldn't put any more pressure on Jahmyr Gibbs. You're getting what you're getting him out of. You're getting what you're getting out of him with those amount of carries. I would just leave it alone. I would definitely have a pitch count on him, because he's a smaller guy. Not that he can't handle it, but I don't want a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs getting hurt. Once a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs gets hurt, the Detroit Lions ain't the same. And then they got Isaiah Pacheco as his backup now, and he's injury prone. So you can get in real trouble without a running back there in Detroit, and I don't think Detroit wants that at all. But that makes me think about this little list I got here, the top 40 backs in the NFL right now. And, man, I'm really kind of surprised about some of these guys on this list and where they're at, all right? So, Bijan Robinson is number one over Jahmyr Gibbs. I just talked about that when it comes to fantasy football. Either one of them dudes, man, you can pick, okay? Then number 3, you got Devon H.A. over the old man Derrick Henry, who is not losing a goddamn step. Not even close. I'm really ready for this man to miss a step at some point. Goddamn. Give us some relief here in Pittsburgh. We got to worry about Derrick Henry every goddamn year. I done seen some workout tapes where this boy's just going crazy. All right? Now, Jonathan Taylor at one time, he was the number one pick in any fantasy football draft. But it's looking like here they thinking he's about the 5th running back in the NFL. And Saquon Barkley is number 6. That's quite crazy. That's quite crazy. I mean, did he slip a little bit last year? Yeah, but all the way down to 6? I don't know about that, man. Now, these other guys are definitely catching more passes than him, like Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, A-Chain. But, woo, I mean, even Derrick Henry. Should Derrick Henry be over Saquon Barkley? Maybe he should, man. If I really think about it hard, maybe I would take Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry's a dangerous motherfucker. Once he break that shit, he gone. But ain't nobody catching Saquon from the back either. But let's move on to number 7, James Cook, who led the league in rushing. Why the disrespect for James Cook, man? Why? Your boy doesn't win the MVP without James Cook. They should have gave James Cook the ball more. James Cook is that dude, man. Decision making, getting to the hole, making plays, getting in the end zone. James Cook is a dog, man. James Cook would not be a bad pick for the number 1 running back in your fantasy draft, man. We all know we picking running backs first in the first round. The only way you ain't picking a running back first if you picking like 12 or something like that. You know, you might jump up and get a receiver or you'd be crazy to get a quarterback, but it is what it is. Some people do like to jump for people like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, but that's about it, right? That's about it. All right, Josh Jacobs, number 9. He might not even be on the field this year for a while. Breece Hall, pretty high at number 10, man. Breece Hall, hey, in fantasy, he does do his thing, man. He does do his thing, so I can't knock Breece Hall. But in front of Kenny Walker the third, Super Bowl MVP, I don't know about that. But the real surprise is number 12, man. Jeremiah Love, man. Jeremiah Love, all the way up there, ain't played a down in the motherfucking NFL, huh? Ain't played a down. All right? Number 13, Zach Charbonnet. Now, I like Zach. I like Zach Charbonnet. I like the name and everything, but I don't know about 13, bro. I don't know. But the list does get a little sketchy after this. But let's just jump down, man. Jaylen Warren, I'm definitely putting over Zach Charbonnet. Kyron Williams, I don't got a problem with him. Javonte Williams, I think Javonte Williams is a dog. Maybe he need to move up this list a little bit. Play him a little bit of respect, for real, for real. That's a guy you might not pick in the first round, but definitely a second rounder in fantasy football this year. Definitely, all right? Ramondre Stevenson is getting a lot of credit right here. A lot of credit. Omarion Hampton, we really haven't seen enough of Omarion Hampton, have we? But they got him up here, number 18. But that shows you how many great backs we got. There ain't that many. Once you get past Christian McCaffrey, right, you got to stop saying great, right? So we got about 8 great backs, and everybody else is kind of in the mix, man. But DeAndre Swift, man, let's take a look at him. Ain't no way I'm putting Kenneth Walker Jr., the third even in front of him. Jeremiah Love is a rookie. No way. DeAndre Swift was that dude last year for the Bears, bruh. Him and Monangai, which I'm glad is on his list, is the reason the Bears made the playoffs, not Madden, cover man, Caleb Williams, bruh. That still ain't throw for 4,000 yards. So why is DeAndre Swift way down this list? I guarantee DeAndre Swift will be picked before definitely Zach Charbonnet, Jaylen Warren, Kyron Williams, a lot of these guys. All right. 21, Travion Henderson. I'll take that. J.K. Dobbins, Ashante, Ashton Genty. Yeah, okay. But let's go a little bit further down to like a guy like Travis Etienne should be sliding up this thing for sure. In front of, some guys like J.K. Dobbins, even Ashton Genty, Jordan Mason. Maybe I'm missing something. Blake Corum over Travis Etienne? Ain't no motherfucking way, man. Now, I don't know what Etienne's going to do with the Saints, but, they got good coaching out there. He can possibly be better than he was with the Jaguars when it comes to the coaching, you ask me. I think he's going to another good situation for the Saints. Tyler Shock might step up and take a little pressure off of the front line when it comes to the blocking schemes and stuff like that, and not having too many men in the box. So, yeah, I like Travis Etienne. He's moving way up my scale. For sure. Who else we got out here? Rico Dowdle way down the list. He might need to be up there a little further than that, too. In front of guys like Kenny Gainwell, even Bucky Irvin, Blake Corum. What the hell they thinking, man? Rico Dowdle ain't no goddamn way he should be way down this list. But, yeah, this list kind of screwed up. I don't know. What you think, man? You agree with me or not that this list is pretty screwed up? I don't like it at all, man. It would be all jumbled around if it was up to me. For sure. But maybe I'll make me a list You know what I'm saying? A little later on when it get closer to fantasy football, man. And y'all can take this bum ass advice, or you can take mine. You know what I'm saying?